To use the Booking.com API, you first need to register for a Booking.com extranet account, which is the platform where you can manage your properties and access the API. After registering, you will receive a username and password that you will use to authenticate your API requests. Next, you need to obtain an API key, which is a unique identifier that is used to authenticate your requests. You can obtain an API key by contacting the Booking.com support team or by following the instructions in the extranet. Once you have your API key, you can start making requests to the Booking.com API. The API uses a RESTful architecture, which means that you can use standard HTTP methods such as GET, POST, and PUT to interact with the API. To make a request, you need to specify the endpoint URL, which is the URL of the resource you want to access. For example, to retrieve a list of hotels, you would use the endpoint URL https distribution-xml.booking.com/json/hoteloverview. You also need to specify the parameters for your request, such as the city or country you are interested in. You can do this by adding query parameters to the endpoint URL. For example, to retrieve a list of hotels in Amsterdam, you would use the endpoint URL https distribution-xml.booking.com/json/hoteloverview. City equals Amsterdam. When making a request, you need to include your API key in the header of the request. This is typically done using the authorization header. For example, if your API key is 12345678990, you would include the following header in your request: authorization bearer 1,234,567,890. The Booking.com API returns data in JSON format, which is a lightweight and easy to parse format. You can parse the JSON data using a programming language such as Java or Python. Best practices for using the Booking.com API include handling errors and exceptions properly, caching data to reduce the number of requests, and using secure protocols such as HTTPS to encrypt your requests. By following these steps and best practices, you can effectively use the Booking.com API to retrieve and manage data about hotels and other accommodations.